Good evening. This is Kingdom Finance. Welcome. My name is Daniel, and I am the host today. In Kingdom Finance, we have just been having one intention, that you be successful in what you do, particularly in the area of finances, to be able to grow your business. Those who are doing business already, to expand it, to make it more profitable, to increase for the glory and honor of God and of our Lord Jesus Christ, who is the Lord of this kingdom. So previously we talked about productivity, whereas we admonished all of us to be productive. And we say to be productive, basically, it means your ability to become valuable, your ability to become fruitful, to produce something that is transactable. We mentioned several areas like the law of distribution, or how to take out what you've been producing. Because at the end of the day, you are bridging the gap between what you are producing and who needs it. So that's where distribution comes in, and we are able to take this deeper. And as we promised, we are going to be tackling all these areas so that we're able to understand what we mean by each one of them. So today we have three things we are going to discuss, and the first thing we are going to look at is value, because we must know that money, which we all need, answers to something we call value. So today in this episode, we are going to talk about value, and of course, we have much more lined up for you. So stay tuned. We have numbers scrolling down there at your screen, on your screen. Make calls to us, give us feedback, let us know how this is coming to you, or how this is becoming a blessing and a life-changing to you. So what is value? Basically, value means something that somebody is willing to pay for. That is value. Or something that somebody is willing to exchange another value with it. So one value is only valuable to the extent that another value is, another value will be transacted using the value that you're giving. For instance, if I'm a doctor, my value is my ability to treat somebody, or to recommend some medication, or to perform some medical procedure to someone. That's the value I'm giving. And because this person really needs the value that I'm giving, they'll be able to exchange that with value in form of money. Sometimes value is exchanged with another value. For instance, you can work for somebody and also they work for you. You render your service to me. For instance, I am in the construction industry. That is the value I give. Then we have another person who does surveying, for instance, and I need their services. So we can agree, I exchange my value, and they give me their value. So basically, a value is something that is payable either with money or with another value. So the objective of this episode of value, it is to quicken something from you, our viewers, so that you start becoming conscious that all you need to be is to be valuable. Because at the end of the day, as I said at the beginning, is that money mostly answers to value in all spheres of life, in church, in the service industry, in the production industry. Money answers to value. So at this point, you should be asking yourself, what is my value, or what value do I produce? Because we said this the other time, that productivity in itself Productivity in itself may not bring money to you, may not put money in your pockets or in your hands if it doesn't have transactable value, which means productivity only becomes, can only be monetized or converted into money if what you are producing has value, is valuable to people, that people can trace back what they need from what you are producing. So that is value. So basically, what we are producing, be it be services, be it be goods, be it be personality. We have personalities who have value. Their person in themselves is value, right? For instance, a pastor is not producing goods or services, but what they are speaking to you, what they are preaching to you, what they are teaching to you, it has what you call invisible value, because in itself is valuable, because that is what we use in our lives to stabilize other areas in our lives so that we become fruitful and productive. Therefore, we are talking about how can we be valuable. I want to say this, to be valuable, or to be somebody with value, something that other people will value, it has two dimensions. The first dimension of value is called transactable value. Transactable value. Transactable value is something that you possess, that other people, without considering other factors or holding all other things constant, they are able to pay money for it. That is called a transactable value. For instance, if I sell cars, my transactable value is my cars. If I am a mechanic, my transactable value is the services I give to you. The servicing of a car, the repair of this or that part of your car, that is my transactable value. A teacher has his or her transactable value. They are able to teach your children or even your adults. That is their transactable value. And this is very, very important, because the other dimension of value I'm going to bring to you is anchored on what you call transactable value. In other words, the other value I'm talking about is called the virtue. The virtue, right? The virtue, I talk about things like truthfulness, honesty, integrity, character, and all these. So basically, you are valuable if you have these two dimensions of value. One, transactable qualities, transactable value, goods and services. And two, your virtue. If your transactable value is not supported by this non-transactable value called virtue, it means the first transactable value won't be of high demand, right? Because a product or a service is packaged with a wrapping called virtue, right? Let me repeat. Your product or your good is valuable if it is number one, transactable, and number two, it possesses this non-transactable value called virtue, right? If you are a doctor and you don't have integrity, if you are a teacher who is not honest, right? If you produce this or that service but lack integrity, what is going to happen to you? Nobody wants to buy anything from a person who doesn't have good character, right? Because they are going to cheat on the weigh scale, they are going to cheat on quality, they are going to cheat on all these aspects. Therefore, if you have to be valuable, number one, we have to have these two dimensions: transactable skills, transactable goods, transactable services, and they should be wrapped in this packaging bag we call virtue. How valuable are you? Now, how do you become valuable? Or how do you enhance your value as a person? Because I said, nobody is willing to spend money on what is not valuable, on what they do not need. When I talk about value or your value, we are basically saying how much are people willing to pay for your goods and your services. One of the things I have discovered in my journey as an entrepreneur is that people don't necessarily pay for the goods or services you are providing, but people pay for who you are as the person selling those goods and services. Right? So in other words, people place high premium on goods and services as well as the person who is selling those goods and services. And that's why your value becomes very, very important. You can be a teacher, but just an ordinary teacher. You can be a small-scale business person, but just an ordinary small-scale business person. But now it all comes to packaging. How do you package what you produce? How do you package your services? All right? For instance, you go to some big restaurants in our city, and you're going to find that the same food we buy from the local cafe at 100 bob, 200 bob, you get them there 1,000 and above. Why? Because of their packaging. They have been able to add value addition to what they do. I was speaking to someone a few days ago, and they asked me a very simple question. How can a watchman who works from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following day becomes more productive? And this is what I told this person. To be more valuable and productive, you don't necessarily increase the number of hours you work. Right? In fact, I want to say something right now to us, to our viewers, that increasing the number of hours you work does not necessarily amount to being more productive. No. But if you increase the value of what you are producing, for instance, business people who are doing well, they never talk about what I'm going to do, but they always talk about who is going to do what I want done. Right? Because they place high value on their time. In other words, if this person has 2 hours or has something that needs to be done in 2 hours time, they can spend money instead of them doing it. Right? They will spend money paying another person to do something so that they can free their time, they can free their schedule to do other high-profile things that are going to earn them more money. Right? And that's why this person becomes more valuable and more valuable, because they are able to redeem time. Right? They are able to utilize their time in high quality, producing high quality goods and services, or engaging themselves in brainstorming or thinking on how to expand this or that business, how to invest in this or the other area. So it is not, you don't become valuable by working long hours. You understand? But firstly, you become valuable by fine-tuning your skills. Fine-tuning your skills. And this is where learning comes in. Our viewers, we must understand that for us to remain relevant in whatever we do, be it that kiosk, that marketplace, that's, those services you produce, you render hard on. Hard on means that you have to be there to render those services. There is a way you can repackage them such that people are willing to pay more for it. You understand? So let me come back to this of this watchman. And I told this person that this watchman can save money and acquire a trained dog, like a German Shepherd or Rito Terrier, or one of the these modern dogs, trained dogs, right? Then with the dog, they are able to negotiate for a better package, right? With a dog, they are able to render services that they could have done it without, for instance, that trained dog. From that, they can progress. They can acquire a van. They can acquire alarm system. You understand? They can shift from just being hard on, right, to becoming systemized. You understand? They become systemized, right? They bring in technology. You understand? Screening technology. They recommend these things to the employer. They start owning them. That way they become valuable. But if this person will come from 6 p.m., they put earphones, listen to music the whole night, music that is not even edifying, then in the morning what happens? They go home. They can remain like that for the next 3 decades. They become old and they die. You get it? Because they didn't think about value. So one of the purpose this program is serving to our viewers, it is to spark something inside of you. It is to challenge you that whatever you do, if you sell milk, for instance, we have people who sell milk along the road. Why don't you get nice packaging for your milk? We are talking about value, adding value to what you do so that people can be willing to pay more. You can get bottles, you get a good branding company, they get you a nice brand for your milk. Okay, well, you might need to go through maybe some of the government agencies like KBS. You pay some money, but I tell you, people will be willing to pay more money for your product than just making a profit of 5 shillings. Why don't you think about maybe a processing plant? You can save 100,000 or 50,000 or 200,000. Get a pasteurizer, get a preserver, so that now you can be getting milk from that farmer instead of if whatever remains doesn't, you lose it. You can pasteurize your milk. I'm just giving you business ideas. You can pasteurize the milk and sell it at a later date, adding value so that people are willing to pay more for your product. That way we become valuable. So we are saying it doesn't matter where you are, there is something you can do and people will be willing to pay more than what they are paying you right now. Because at the end of the day, in Kingdom Finance, we just want your finances to be boosted. We just want the people of God to do well financially. We seek that you prosper. Here you are trained, here you are taught how to improve your finances. We've been talking about value and adding value to what we do. And we have been talking about practical things that people should do or people can do so that other customers are willing to buy or to pay more for what you're producing, and that way more money will be coming to you. And we have just been addressing a very simple exercise that you can do, adding value. Just adding slightly, a small value to what you do, and you are going to see what will happen. So in a nutshell, we are talking about how to improve or how to add value to what you do, to your productivity, to your business, to your small scale business, to the services you provide. And this actually, it also touches the professionals. Even if you're employed, you are able to negotiate for a higher pack because you are adding value to the services you are rendering to your employer. So in this last part of this of today's show, we are going to talk about the factors of production, the 4 factors of production that we know, and we are going to see, to just highlight them, because this is still the same thing we are going to continue with in the next episode, because at the end of the day, productivity also depends on the quality of the factors of production. In other words, if you have to increase the value of your goods, your services, or your products, or that which you do, or the service, or the professional services that you render, you have also to consider how do you add value to the factors of production. Basically, when we talk about factors of production, we are talking about things like capital. What is the current value of your capital, and how are you able to improve it? How are you able to make your capital of higher value? Because the higher the quality of the capital that you employ for your business, the higher interest your capital is going to earn. We have other factors like entrepreneurship. You are the entrepreneur. You are the one who organizes all the other factors of production. So what's your quality, right? How well are you skilled as an entrepreneur? How knowledgeable are you? How updated are you? How technologically sound are you? These are some of the things you must ask yourself as an entrepreneur. Are you updated? Are you using the most, the best technology in the marketplace right now? That's for entrepreneurship. We have other factors like land. Land, basically, we talk about the immovable capital, like a piece of land somewhere. We have machinery, equipments. That's your land. How well, or what is the quality of the equipment that you use? That is your land. You know, that's where all the other factors of production they are just around this factor called land. And of course, we talked about capital, we talked about land, we have talked about labor. How is your labor force? What quality of labor have you employed? Because all these things are what we bring together to form a good or a service that is of a particular value, and that way people are willing to buy for it. Therefore, we cannot talk about value or improving your finances miraculously. The only miracle that happens is the one that you perform. Or if God wants to perform a miracle, He is going to do it through you. In other words, for your financial level to increase, there is a law, very clear laws or principles in the kingdom that you have to put in, to bring in together. You bring this together, you bring the other together, then you arise, and that way you are able to shine. So when talk about a value, for you to be valuable, what value of labor have you brought in? What mentality, what is the mindset of your labor force? Are you training your labor force? Are you training your workers, right? Are they aware of the direction that you want your company to take? Because at the end of the day, without having a clear destination, that this is where we are financially, this is our level in this company, in this small scale business, in this kiosk, this is the amount of money that we are making. If you have one person, even if it is your spouse who you work with, or your children, or maybe you have employed, maybe your business is big enough, you have been able to employ one or two people. One of the questions you must always be asking is, are you able to put yourself, is this person able to pick up what you do? Do they know where you're going? Do they understand the course of this business, the course you have chartered for your business? Do they know the direction that you want to take? What am I saying? You as a person who is running this business, your income will only increase if you lift the level of productivity, especially touching on value. The value you produce, the goods you produce, are you improving them? Right? Are you doing the same thing other people are you even aware of the direction your business is taking? Are you updated? Are you reading? Are you on the internet checking out where is, whichever profession you are taking, what is happening? What are the current trends? Right? Because these are the things that come together to improve the value of the goods and the services you are producing, and that way people are able to pay more for what you are producing. Lastly, when you talk about now on the side of the customer, when this person comes to your shop, What makes this customer buys the same good or the same service at a higher price in one place, but they go to another place, they are willing to pay maybe higher or even lower. When the customer comes to your shop, and I repeat this, and I've been saying this over and over again, they are just not coming to buy the goods. They are not only paying for the goods. They are not only paying for the services. They are paying you as a person. So one of the things you must always keep on asking yourself is, you as a person, how much do you deserve? For instance, if a loaf of bread goes for 50 shillings in one shop and 60 shillings in a different shop, that difference, which is 10 bob in Kenyan currency, that difference is that the payment is just the payment to the entrepreneurship. It is just the reward for the transformation this entrepreneur has gone through, has undergone. The higher mentality. That's the discrepancy or the difference between the buying price in one shop and the buying price in a different shop. Basically, that is the payment that goes to the transformation that the entrepreneur has undergone. You understand? So if you want people to pay more, be transformed. Change your mind. Read a book. Go to the internet. Research. Don't just go to Facebook for entertainment. Look at how other people are doing business. See how they are advertising their products. And that way, your value will go up. Your value will improve. The quality of goods and services you produce will go higher, and people will be willing to pay more for the goods and services. Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers, we have come to the end of our show today. We thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. You are always a blessing when you call those numbers to give us feedback, to let us know what is happening, how this is coming to you, whether it is changing your life. Comment, go to YouTube, watch us on YouTube, leave us comments there, go to Facebook, and you're going to get this and other programs. You have high quality preachers who will bring the word of God to you to build you spiritually, as on the other side we build you financially. So till next time, we have our till there. You can feel free to partner with us, and God will always bless you for the good work. Till next time, I am yours, Daniel. This is Kingdom Finance.